Welcome to Shambani Farm. And today, the 26th of September 2020, we are here at the Shambani Farm Kibindu project. And we're going to speak today about care or management of goat kids and why it is important to make sure that goat kids have got their separate pen or they sleep on a separate area to their parents. This is a very important aspect of goat farming where kids management becomes very, very paramount, especially when you're farming for business or for commercial reasons rather than just for hobby. So why should you separate the kids from the parents? And why should they sleep on separate areas? Basically, that's the question. So the reason why you want to make sure that the kids and the parents sleep on the separate area is because one, there are two animals or their animals at two different stages of their life, different stages of their development. And therefore they've got two different sets of needs as compared to each other. So an adult goat is strong enough, is able to withstand strong winds, cold weather, rough environment, but a kid would not be as strong enough to be able to withstand various weather conditions. And because of that, you want to make sure that a kid's pen is able to meet the requirements of a kid. So an adult goat pen could have a lot of space on the side. It could even be almost empty, just putting maybe a wire mesh on the side. Or if it is planks, the planks can be far apart from each other to reduce the cost of building the pen. But for the kids' pen, you have to make sure that you protect them from the wind blast so that there's no strong wind to avoid the kids from getting cold and getting pneumonia. And also a kid pen, as we build the pens are supposed to be to have sort of like gaps in between the planks on the floor of that pen. And the adult goat's poop has got bigger drops or bigger drops compared to the kids. So the kids are smaller and therefore you don't need as much gaps as for adults for them to pass down. But also if you consider that kids have got smaller legs that will require a little bit of smaller gaps in order to make sure that those legs do not go through the gaps to injure the kid. An adult goat is a bit bigger and therefore the gaps can be bigger in the adult goat pen compared to the kid's pen. But also, you know, the kid pen will need to, at the early stages of their development, will need to be much more safer, much more friendlier in terms of maybe sometimes even putting some bedding on the floor so that the kids don't injure themselves until when the legs are a bit stronger enough to be able to withstand that. So these are some of the reasons that makes us want to separate the kids. But also you need to consider that on the adult goat's pen, the adult goats can be playful, and by being playful, they could injure the kids. Not only them being playful as well, but sometimes some adult goats may not like a kid, a goat kid from another goat, and they could butt it and do all sorts of things and injure this kid that is still very weak and unable to protect itself. So you want to protect this kid from such kind of things, being hurt by adult goats, but also something could break out in the adult goat's pen. And you don't want to put your kids in such kind of an exposure because they're still weak. Their immunity is still not strong enough. So in that case, you don't want to expose them to some diseases that could affect other goats in the main pen. So some of those things you need to take in consideration. At times in the main pen, you might want to put some bucks in there to breed with the adult goats. And when you do that, these bucks will be chasing the doors within the pen, going around and chasing and sniffing and, you know, and mounting the doors. And if you have kids in there, those kids will definitely get trampled upon and they'll get injured, have broken legs and all that, and some might even die. So you don't want to enter into such kind of problems while you have all the chance to make sure you secure your kids safely somewhere else other than, you know, being there with the adult goats. So here at Shambani Farm, what we do, we keep the kids away at least until they are 3 months old at minimum. At times when a kid is not very well developed, we might keep it for even longer, up to 5 months. But at 3 months, then we start introducing this kid going out with the parents. But before 3 months, we never let the kids go out. They're always on their pen. So here you see that this is a kid's pen that is here. It's just behind the house where the head boys stay, and the kids stay in there so that at any time they hear something, they quickly jump and go and look and see whatever is happening in the kids' pen. We keep them also much more closer to make sure that we avoid, you know, the enemies of the kids. It could be a snake, it could be something that would come into the pen. So by being close to the pen, or the pen being closer to the house, then it helps in terms of security of these kids. But also, so what happened is this, that the kids will stay in their own pen, and in the morning like this, the mothers would come out and will bring them here. This is like their meeting point and also a playing ground for the kids. The mother will come here, breastfeed the kids, and the mother would then go out for grazing. After going out for grazing for several hours, maybe 5-6 hours, they'll come back again, they'll breastfeed the kids for the second time, and they may go out again for afternoon round of grazing and come back at around 5:30 or 6 and breastfeed again the kids for the third time. And after that, then the kid will go back to their main pen, make sure that they're secured in there, and the mothers will go back to their adult's pen, and they'll be separated for the whole night. And again, the routine starts the same. In the morning, the mothers will be brought here, they'll breastfeed the kids, or the kids will suckle from the mothers, and the mothers will go out for grazing and back again. And we keep that routine going on again and again, up until when the kids are now ready to start going out to graze with the mothers. But sometimes at first we don't let them go graze with the mothers. When we start introducing them outside grazing, what we do is we allow them to go just outside the compound, and as a different group altogether. They get grazed there, they get used, they come back in, go out again, come back in, go out again, until they get used of going out to graze. And then after we are sure now they're strong enough, they're able to find their way through the thickets, then we go with them for few trials with the adult goats. We see how they're behaving. Sometimes kids may be very difficult to manage, because they might be slower, they might stay behind before they develop that herd mentality, the herd culture. They might let the herd go along, and they'll lag behind and all kind of stuff. So it has to be a gradual introduction to that process until we're sure that they have gotten used to that process, and then it's when we really let them out to graze fully. So basically, that's what we do and what we recommend other farmers to do. That is, make sure that you have a kid's pen separated from an adult goat's pen. The kid's pen has to be built specifically for the kid, to cater for the safety of the kids, protecting them from the weather, strong winds and whatnot. Not very good for kids. So protect them from that, protect them from the adult goats who might bat them, kick them, and all the kind of stuff. Protect them from all these other enemies of the kids until when those kids are strong enough to start mixing with the adult goats. That's when we introduce them to the adult goats. So that's it from Shambani Farm. I hope you have liked this video. If you have, please don't forget to like it at the bottom there. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so and click the bell button so that anytime we upload a new video, you'll be the first one to get notified. If you think we're doing something that is not correct, feel free to correct us. Comment if you want to help us enhance this farm and keep going, because we believe we're all here to learn together and we can grow together and learn together in that way. So thank you so much and take good care of yourself. Cheers.